So perhaps you hosted a child from China and you decided that that child was going to be a good fit for your family. So you wanted to go through adopting that child. So the first step you would need to do is educate yourself. With every child that's not yours coming into your home does come with some kind of trauma. So you will want to read books on different childhood trauma and books on international adoption. You want to talk to your family and friends about what you plan to do. The next step is finding an agency that has the country you wish to go through. So if we're going through China, you want to find an agency. It can be in-state or out-of-state. Just keep in mind, if you do go out-of-state, you have to have another placing agency to do your home study. So for an example, let's say I wanted to go with Madison from Delaware. I would have to pick an agency from Michigan to do my home study. So let's say I went through Families Through Adoption, that's in Michigan. They would then transfer my home study to Madison. So during the home study, the social worker will come out to your house. They just want to know anything and everything about you, down from the birth of the children that you already have, or if you have problems with infertility, financial. They will go through your whole entire house. They want to see smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, medication if it's locked up, guns if they're locked up. And they do like to talk to the children that are already in the home if you have them. So the home study usually is a couple visits. They come out, they just talk to you and just want to see how you're doing. Then you will be working on education. So you have to have about 12 hours of education. It's from anything from trauma to medical needs to pretty much just how to raise a child. So then you will print off those certificates. That can be done in your home. Some agencies have you read books. I know the agency that we used, we had to read 2 separate books and write a report about them. So then once your home study is complete, in the meantime, you're going to get USCIS approval. So that's pretty much saying that the United States says it's okay that you're wanting to bring a child home from China, in our case. So then all the documents that you collect in the home study, which is background clearance, state police clearance, employment letters, insurance, financial information, physicals, marriage certificates, birth certificates. All those documents are part of your dossier. So you're going to take those documents plus the USCIS approval letter, and you are going to get them notarized. So that can be done, whoever has a notary. And then you're going to take it to get a state seal, which the closest one to us is Grand Rapids. Then they make sure the document has the proper notary on it, make sure that the person that did notarize it is still active, and then you're going to take it to go get your country seal on it. So in our case it was China, and that closest embassy is Chicago. So we took the train down to Chicago and dropped off our papers to the embassy, and then 2 days later we were able to pick them back up. You can also pay for somebody, a courier, to do that, but it's quite a hefty price, and the adoption is expensive as it is. So we just weighed out the options, if it was going to be cheaper for us to go there or pay someone else to do it. So from then, you wait. well, actually you send your dossier to China and then you wait. And then you usually get a login date through China saying your documents were received. We can send you a child. But in this scenario, we already have a child picked out. So in the meantime, you're going to want to get like your passport. And if you want to fill out grants for your adoption, because it is very expensive, this is a good time to start doing that, because a lot of the grants like to see that your documents went to China. So it's pretty much saying that you're serious about this. So just start researching and talking to other adoptive families, and they can tell you like which grants are good and which aren't. The grants take a really long time, but they are so beneficial. I can recall we got like a $10,500 grant, and then we got another one for $2,500 that was matching. So if we came up with $2,500, it would be like $5,000. So it's a lot of work, a lot of essays that you have to write about your adoption journey, but it's so worth it. So in the meantime, you're going to be waiting, reading books, joining adoption groups on the internet is by far the best thing on the face of the earth, because when you're going through this process, it is scary and you have questions that if you don't know other adoptive families, then you don't know the answer to it. So reach out. There's tons of support groups on the internet. I know Facebook even has groups like when you're supposed to travel, they have those groups so you can meet up with those people in the country that you're adopting from. Let's see what else. Oh, so if you adopt a child with special needs, you're going to want to get information on that need and what physicians specify. Like, for example, if a child had cerebral palsy and you wanted to adopt them, make sure that you research what doctors in your area are willing to take them. And when you get matched with that child, make sure that you send that physician all the adoptive paperwork, and he can come up with a plan for when you guys get home. So the next step, you're going to do like a lot of small little steps in between, but the next major step is getting your child and then the travel. So pretty much you get a travel date, and then a couple weeks later you go and you pick up your child. So it's usually like you get the travel date and then you leave like usually 2 weeks later. And for China, you have to be there for 2 weeks. You travel to the province that your child is at, you pick them up, and then you spend that week there, which you can tour their orphanage, you can sometimes meet their nanny. I know in our situation, we got their all of our son's paperwork from when he was first found to just all the milestones that he hit, and we got tons of baby pictures, and the foster mom was amazing. She took so many pictures, so we have tons and tons, which a lot of people don't get, so we are super thankful for that. So then from there you will leave your child's province and you will go to Guangzhou, which is where you finalize your adoption, and then you stay there a week and then you bring your child home. So if you have any questions at all, please reach out. Thank you.